Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, please make sure to subscribe. Helps me out, helps the channel out, helps these videos get out to more people. Now, as you guys know, I am kind of a Tanglefree gearhead. And with that being said, I have decided to switch my blind bag. My Rogers bag has just kind of fallen apart. And I hate to say it because I absolutely love this bag. But Rogers has agreed to refund my purchase, and I used that money towards one of the Tanglefree Blind Backpacks. And so I'm going to show you guys what I have in my Rogers bag and what is exactly wrong with it. And then my new Tanglefree bag will be here today, so I'll be able to show you guys that as well. And if you can hear it, for some reason the wind is kicked up about 20 miles an hour and everything is blowing into my barn. So if you guys hear that in the background, I apologize. But we're going to get into looking at this Rogers bag and my review of the Rogers bag because I really liked this bag and I hate to see it go. So let's get into it. So this thing's kind of dirty right now from the last diver video, but I mean this thing is just so nice. And the outside of it is fantastic. It's really thick material. I've dropped this thing in the water and it's floated. I've had camera gear in there and not had it get wet. And it's just so big, and I really like having the outside two pockets. And obviously if you have a spinner, it's got the straps on the sides for the legs on both sides. It's got two outside pockets that are for batteries, but I fit shotgun shells in there. I'll show you guys exactly what happened with this bag and why I'm returning it. But right here, the zipper is completely started ripping off and I can't close the bag all the way. And the zipper handles have started to rip off or break in half. It's just like parts of the bag are falling apart. There's straps and stuff on the inside that are starting to come apart, and it's only a year old, so I asked them if there was something they could do about it. They've decided to just take it back, and they don't have anything in stock to replace it with, so I've decided to just go with the Tanglefree bag since I absolutely love their stuff. And yeah, we can get in the inside of this bag too. So the things that I've really liked about this bag is, I mean, look how much crap I have sitting in here. I mean, the whole thing's full. Everything is soaked right now because of our last trip out on the lake, as you can see from that. We'll start at the top. I was able to put all of my chokes and my choke wrenches in the top bag here. There's an extra flicker butt wing right there. And there's a ton of room in this pocket to use, and I just didn't really need to use it because there's so much room everywhere else. I put my federal stamp in here. I had my other stamps in here too before Ohio decided to go digital, but this is really nice for that kind of stuff. And as you can see, it's wet on the outside, it's not wet on the inside, so it's really nice and waterproof right there. I use all of these little pockets in here for something, and I'm going to take everything out right now just because there is a lot of junk in here. But you'll also be able to see how much junk you can actually fit in this thing. So that's everything I just pulled out of there. I mean, you're talking probably 75 shells, camera, calls, jerk string, caller's glove, dog leash, coffee cup. I mean, there's still stuff in here. There's gloves in here. There's face paint up here. That goes right there. There's more protein bars. There's even more duck straps, headphones. I mean, there's so much stuff in here, it's unbelievable. And it gives you spots in here for your wings. I never really used this as a spinner bag. I actually have this Rogers 4-slot bag, and I use that because I have the butts and the splasher and everything, so it fit better than having them in here. There's even more stuff in here. There's batteries in here. It's got a really solid bottom, and I really liked that because I had a bunch of stuff in here, but I also like to set my bag on the ground, and then I didn't have to worry about like flipping open my bag or anything like that, and I could keep it covered like that. And then if it was raining, everything would just beat off of it, and I flipped it open when I needed it. So I really hate to see this bag go. It was a really nice blind bag in the time that I used it, and I know that Josh from Outdoor Limits, he's the one that turned me on to this bag just because of all the space in it, and he compared a couple of different bags. I think even that Tanglefree Blind bag, and this was his favorite. I'm not sure if I'll like the Tanglefree one as much because it's not as open as this, but for what I'm using it for, it might be a little bit more convenient, a little bit smaller, and I just really like the bag. I can't say anything bad about it except where it's starting to fall apart. And all these, I mean, like this is starting to bend. I had to put decoy line on here just so I could use the zipper. There's just things about it that I liked, and this falling apart. Yeah, I hate to see it go, but as you can see, I mean, it fits just a ton of stuff. If you were going to put a Mojo in here, this is about the size of a Mojo body. So that's how the decoy fits in there. The only issue you run into is that then you start not being able to use some of these pockets. And the pockets, if you have something heavy, they collapse in. So I think that's what I'm going to like about the Tanglefree bag, is that everything's towards the bottom of the bag. But, I mean, there's just plenty of places to put your stuff inside this bag, and for 60 bucks you can't really beat it, seeing as like these nice Avery bags and stuff are 80, 90, 100 bucks. So when that Tanglefree bag shows up, I will see if I can fit all the stuff that I just took out of this bag in there, and I'll give you guys my first impressions on that bag. I'm sure I'm gonna like it. It's gonna be better than my old Beretta bag. I did like that bag. It was heavy duty, but I don't like the normal blind bags that open from the top. I just like being able to get to stuff on the outside. It feels like this Tanglefree bag is going to be nice because it's going to have similar style pockets to the one that I have now, this Rogers bag, and I'll be able to access a lot of stuff quickly. And yeah, we'll see what happens when it gets here. Alright guys, so the bag has just shown up. First impressions, this thing is solid. It's made out of the same material as my Rogers bag, so I'm not worried about the waterproofing. And I've just opened it up and just started looking at it, so let's look through it together. Alright, so it's got a really wide mouth here, drawstring. I am definitely going to miss having the square bottom. I don't know if I'll be able to get this to sit up the same way that my Rogers bag did, but I think I'll get over it. There's some straps on the back that are supposed to go around trees that I'm sure I can just hook up to something and keep it upright how I want it. But it's sitting pretty well like that. I think once I get some shells and some other stuff in the bottom, it'll sit up how I want it to. It's got these 3 smaller pouches in the front that I'm going to use for like my calls and some shells. And that looks like I can put like a thermos or something in this side big pouch, which is super nice. And I'm sure I can put my Gun Dog Outdoors leash on the other one. I'm sure that'll fit in there pretty nicely. And then I can keep the rest of my stuff in there. Put my federal stamp and my chokes in here. Overall, pretty nice bag. I'm gonna try and fit everything in there now. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so I got all my chokes, my federal stamp in here. I got my box of shells, my calls. This one's actually empty. I was gonna put shells in there, but I forgot that I had my little holder, jerk string, knives, headlamp, electronic ear protection, my duck strap, nothing, and my collar's glove will fit in here pretty nicely as well. And then I can put my GoPro in here too. Yeah, overall, really solid bag. Really liking it. So my first impressions of this thing, super nice. It looks like it's gonna stay up exactly how I want it to. I was concerned about that with my other bag just because it did sit up so nicely, and I really liked having that option to just be able to flip the top open and have everything kind of like broadcasted at me, which I know is kind of pretentious, but you know, you buy nice stuff, you want it to work, and you really just want everything to be exactly how you want it in the blind to make it easier to access everything. So I don't really care. I like this bag. I think that the drawstring option is really nice, gonna kind of cinch everything in there, and it won't move around as much as it did in my Rogers bag. But I really like this thing. I think I'm really gonna like this go handle that's on here and these tree strap. I feel like that's going to be really nice because there's always times that I'm out in a marsh and we're either set up in front of a tree or something that I could hang this on, and it would be nice to keep it out of the water, or at least away from the water. And especially in the blind, there's a lot of good spots in the blind at Middle Harbor that I could hang this thing from and use it how it's intended to be used instead of keep it on the ground. I think that I'll like that a lot. I really like this spot for my thermos. I feel like that's gonna be super nice. I just like the outside pockets. I really like the outside pockets of the Rogers bag, and I feel like I'm gonna use this. I mean, I'm obviously gonna use it all the time because it's my only blind bag, but I feel like I'm gonna really like using it. And I really like Tanglefree stuff. If you haven't noticed, pretty much all of my stuff that I have, I've been converting over to Tanglefree because I get it for a really good price, and I really like the quality of it. So this bag doesn't surprise me that I really like the quality of it, and it's built really well. So hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys like it, please make sure to like the video, subscribe for more content. If you guys want to see an end of the year review on this bag, we're in our second split now, so I've got 3 more months of hunting that I'll be using this bag, and I can give you guys an update at the end of the season how I like it. And if you guys haven't checked out the Too Many Hobbies podcast, make sure to do that, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.